On First News this morning at News Talk 103.7 FM, we're picking the radio station up and we're heading southbound to Middletown, Virginia, Lord Fairfax Community College, and some representatives. This is on the Middletown campus in Middletown, Virginia. We're catching up this morning with Lyda Kaiser. She's the Director of Transition Programs, and Jeremiah Shiflett. He is the Database Administrator, and we're talking a little bit about a program called Knowledge to Work. Lyda, Jeremiah, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about Knowledge to Work, if you can, and what it means to small and medium-sized business owners in the area.
Sure. Knowledge to Work is a competency-based education program. So, in other words, students who are enrolled in these programs are achieving competencies in certain areas of their field. You don't count what you're doing according to how much time you sit in class. It's your ability that you can show someone, your instructor, what you know and what you know how to do. Our programs that are competency-based are in areas that are very strongly aligned with employers and with professional associations. So they include our administrative support technician programs, cybersecurity, networking specialist, and health information management. And these are all kind of areas of study that have big national organizations that have said, someone in our field, this is what they need to do. And so we've taken those competencies from those organizations and set them up so that students can come in, can show an instructor what they know, and then just have to start with their new learning. So someone with a lot of work experience is going to be able to get a certificate or an associate's degree in a much more organized and speedy fashion than many of the rest of us do who would just walk in without any knowledge in that subject. But it also means they don't have to sit through stuff they already know. It focuses totally on new learning.
Oh, this is such a great idea you guys have got cooking here. So not necessarily learning by the book, but someone that has had their hands in the dirt for months, years, decades, can move way ahead right to the front of the line and bypass some of the coursework. And it sounds like it's a little bit of a savings for that person that has that experience.
Oh, most definitely, because you are going to get little checks by your name for the things you know how to do. In addition, we use open educational resources, so free and low cost. And by low cost at the community college, we're talking $40 or less. For the items, so no one's going to be buying a $400 book. That's not going to happen with this. And the course content is delivered online in a variety of methods. And it also is done in a way that individuals can kind of keep moving, and I hate to say at their own pace, because they are required to have kind of deadlines and things like that. But if they can move through it quickly, they can do it. And that really is a savings. It moves people forward. It's a great way to propel people within their career field or into a promotion that they might want to get.
One of my favorite experiences in my college education was the time I spent in the beginning at the community college level, because the professors, the teachers, they were all folks that had been in the real world. So it lends it to, as you say, the Knowledge to Work program. These are the instructors are the accountants. They are people that are working in the real world already. So they can determine immediately your expertise and how far you are along with your competency, as opposed to someone that's just thumbing through a textbooks and a syllabus.
That's correct. And we have some national criteria. For example, our cybersecurity program has gotten the stamp of approval from the NSA. So they have some accountability for the product in terms of students that they have completing, and that's part of what we do. Also, we have a personalized learning plan that all of our students complete that is kind of their roadmap for what they need to do so that they can plan better. Most of the students who do competency-based education are going to be individuals who are working and have a family and have commitments. And so the personalized learning plan helps map out what they think they can get done within a certain period of time, and they have regular contact with faculty. They have regular contact with a coach here on campus to help them move through that. And at the end, they would have either a certificate or an associate's degree, depending upon the path they chose, from Lord Fairfax Community College.
Right. We're talking with Director of Transition Programs, Lyda Kaiser, and Jeremiah Shiflett is the database administrator on the phone with us from Middletown, Virginia, Lord Fairfax Community College, lfcc.edu, and we're talking about competency-based programs. I don't know if Jeremiah can speak to this, or Lyda, you can, or both of you, but is it just for returning adult students? Is it for the students that perhaps are maybe have got a couple of years in the workforce, a younger, a millennial? Who's the best candidate for this program?
Well, there's so many different aspects to this where folks can take different paths of advantage. The obvious one, or folks who have been working in similar related fields who might already have a bunch of knowledge that sort of helps them jumpstart ahead in a program. However, there are many other circumstances where, someone might deal better with a online education where they can, have that time set aside on their own in their schedule to perform those actions of learning and watching videos and doing their assignments and things on their own schedule versus having to drive to a physical location, or in many other instances, online courses are offered at a specific time, so they can have that flexibility to adapt their life around it.
In our last couple of seconds here, is there a website that folks can pay attention to and kind of look up a little bit more information about? I'd imagine as a database administrator or as the director of transition programs, I'm going to take a stab in the dark here and say, you got a website.
Yeah, at highered.org. HIGHERED.org. That is the national portal we put together that's completely free and open, so people can go and learn about competency-based education. They can search through resources. They can create their own learning plans. They can kind of get a sense of how they're doing in the process to see where they want to go next. And hopefully, if they like what they see, they might come on over to Lord Fairfax and experience that with us.
And the other site that leads them to is they can go to our knowledgetowork.com, which is our specific Lord Fairfax program that has a lot more detail to it. So there are kind of two places. Highered.org is for anybody who just wants to know a lot more about this. Knowledge to Work is for people who think they might actually be ready to start the program.
We've just scratched the surface on this interview. Is there something that people ask you a question or people that identify, I need to know this. Is there something I've missed on this that you always want to explain about the program and you never get a chance to actually get out?
I think the one thing that most people miss is how having a competency-based education helps you in the workforce. I mean, there's a lot of focus. People think about, the advantages of getting into the program and progressing through it. But when you're finished, you can take those items, those competencies from your transcript, and you can basically map them straight to your resume. And then employers can see exactly the types of items that you know in competency form. Whereas if you gave them a transcript, that you took COM 101 doesn't necessarily mean the same types of things as these are the specific items that we have verified that you understand.
That's Jeremy Shiflett, the database administrator, and Lyda Kaiser. Thank you for your time this morning. Director of Transition Programs, Lord Fairfax Community College, and the competency-based programs. You can learn more about it when you start at their website, lfcc.edu. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.